Hi everyone. I was just finishing up or looking at our grades. If you are curious about your grade, go in there. And I just wanted to do a quick video just on some of the expectations surrounding our first kind of main assignment, the self-sufficiency letter. So in that letter, first off, if you click into the assignment itself, it has kind of like the explanation of what the expectations are here. It also has a resource how to write a letter there. In that resource, it details kind of what you need to have, what it should look like, where you have your sender's name and then the recipient's name and the salutation and then the body and yada yada yada. So please do research that. You can also include this as part of your APA bibliography that can go at the end for full marks for sure. Excuse me. And then what my real expectations are within this letter is really following along the lesson 1, 2, 3, 4, because this is kind of the summative for this unit. And at the beginning of every lesson, it's you understand what trade means, identify our major trading partners, understand international business develops interdependence amongst nations. So and then within this, it's got a lot of names, different terminology. So please do feel free to use a lot of these and use examples as well. But you could start the letter off by saying, I know up to date that the United States is our largest trading partner, and with their political climate happening right now, Canada has made the bold decision to become self-sufficient or independent. That means that we are in the process of eliminating trade, import, exports, that we are going to be doing really domestic transactions only, and limiting our access to foreign markets. What this means is that any retailer distribution outlets in another country, like you can go through all of these like little things and go into detail, right? Then on lesson number 2, talking about interdependence and how Canada is going to fare with our technologies and no longer being able to kind of keep up with it, and our foreign direct investment, migration, new forms of transportation, flows of money, how that would be impacted by eliminating it, how the exchange of trades of goods and services. So looking at our agricultural industry, you could just pick a couple of these if you'd like, right? What is going to happen to our farmland? What is going to happen to our fishing? What is going to happen to our mining industry? Like right now, the world wants batteries, and we have a lot of the rare earth minerals for that. What's going to happen if we no longer sell it, if it's only used here? For this one, our manufacturing industries, will Honda exist anymore? Will they continue to produce cars in Canada? We're a very small market. We ship most of our automobiles and our batteries and everything else outside of Canada. So what does that look like for jobs in that sector? And then lastly, our largest GDP is our service industry. What happens with the engineers that build cities and infrastructures in cities in the distance? What happens to our doctors, to our lawyers, to our international lawyers? So have a look at that. And this one here is really a big one. How international business hurts Canada. So this would be reversed. And how it helps Canada, that would be reversed as well. So, sorry, that was noise in the office, people walking through. International business practices, so you can go into talking a little bit about how it's going to help or hurt importing and exporting, including all of these, like what's our company is going to continue to grow, how are you going to increase profits or customer base? If I own a company here and I'm selling umbrellas here in Canada, I can maybe sell 1,000 new umbrellas because maybe that's the majority. There's only 40 million people, and how many umbrellas do we really need? The market that I really need to sell in is like Great Britain, because they're super rainy there. I can't do that anymore. So what happens to my business then, right? So make sure that you are chatting about those types of issues. And then the last one, trade barriers will be eliminated, of course. So our consumers won't be having to pay any additional tariffs because they won't have the products. So you can't put a barrier on the importation of French cheese because we won't have French cheese or French wine or anything else, right? And then our currency. So what do you think is going to happen with our currency? So those are some of the things that you want to look at and make sure that you are including inside your letter as you do it. And again, if you end off with a last final page, these letters should be between 2 and 3 pages long. And basically, every time I see something that's been mentioned or talked about, I give you a mark. And if you go in depth of how it impacts Canada, I give you a mark for that as well. So looking at the rubric here. Sorry, I think I have that open right here. Yeah, so the rubric for that, use of key terminology. So I give you a mark for every key terminology from those units that you use. That's distinctive and new. And then if you apply that to how it's going to impact Canada, both positively and negatively, you get another mark for that until you hit 10 marks. So there's no great, like, I'm not trying to trick you guys. I want you guys to get 100% absolutely. Thinking an inquiry. This guy here, if you've done it well, if you've planned it out, I can see that. And then if you put a little bibliography at the end with some of your sources that you used, then you get that full mark there. And then, of course, you do your grammar and spell check. Okay, I hope that this video helps. Again, I allow resubmissions. I want you guys to do as well as you possibly can in this course. So if you've taken the time to watch this video, please do go back through, update, add a few more juicy tidbits into your letter, and then resubmit it. And yeah, hopefully I will get those marked sooner rather than later, and you will, yeah, you'll get the marks that you want to get. Thanks. Hope this helped.